We've owned several houses over the years as we moved around the country for my husband's work, but none of them ever really felt like home. Now, after all this time, we've finally found it. I'm Janet, and welcome to Wildish Acres. The house has a lot of elements like the arches and terracotta tile that give it a bit of Mediterranean style, which doesn't really seem to fit here in the Ozarks, but it's actually one of my favorite styles because it reminds me so much of the architecture I grew up around in Southern California. It's very nostalgic for me, and I plan to lean into that as we renovate. But another one of my favorite styles is an English cottage. And I think that style works a lot better where we are because we're surrounded by wooded hills. And it just feels like a place where you would have a cottage. My hope is to try to blend the two styles together. There's not one area, inside or out for that matter, that we don't have plans for. So let me show you inside. We'll start in the office. I know it's not a formal entryway or even a mudroom, but this is where we normally come into the house just because it's right off of the driveway. I love that the office has this fireplace and it's actually double-sided so you can see right through it into the living room. This is just furniture that the previous owners left behind. They were actually the original owners. They built this house in the 70s and it hasn't been updated in a while, but as we go through the house and we see the choices that they made, I think that you can really tell that they loved this home. This room will also function as a guest room. I'm really excited to be able to give our guests a space of their own when they come to visit. Right next to the office is the living room. This built-in brick planter separates the living room from the dining room, and I'll probably never use it, so it may come out later because I have a different idea for what I want to do with that space. This is the other side of that double-sided fireplace that you saw in the office. I think we have the best view out of these two windows. This is what it looks like right now with all of the leaves on the trees. We live on a hill, so when you look out of the front, it looks like we're in a treehouse, and I think it is just magical. The living room is a long and narrow shape with 5 doors and walkways that come off of it. It makes furniture placement really difficult because there's just not a lot of wall space. The narrowness means that I can't pull furniture off of the wall. Luckily, I enjoy a good puzzle. This brings us to the dining room. We get a ton of natural light in here throughout the day because of the south-facing door. You'll see a little peg rail there in the corner. I think it's so cute. I definitely will take off the wallpaper and repaint it, but I do like where it is because it's right next to the garage door. So I'm just going to keep it there. These arches are going to be so pretty. I plan to paint them a moody color and hang some art and picture lights inside of them. I'm just looking for the perfect pieces. When you turn this way, the room opens up into the kitchen. It's super convenient because it's easy for me to keep an eye on my kids while they're doing schoolwork or eating a snack. These two rooms are the busiest in the whole house. They ran a sheet of copper above the cabinets. I think it's such a cool idea. I don't think I even noticed it the first time we toured the house because it was covered by these cobwebby grapes, which unfortunately for them will be coming down. I'm a big fan of stained cabinets. Not that painted ones can't look beautiful, I just prefer the look of wood, so I'm really happy to have these in this kitchen. The countertops and the backsplash are this mottled, speckled laminate, and they're not my favorite. One day, I'd like to replace them with something that looks like soapstone, but that'll be down the road, probably years down the road. So I have an idea for a backsplash. that I'm pretty excited about because I think if I can just cover some of that pattern, that will be a win. The hardware is not something I would have picked for myself if you would set me loose in the hardware store, but I do think that they suit the style of the home. You can see that they're really worn, so they do need to be cleaned and repainted. It looks like they were originally probably a golden or brassy type color, which I do really like, but I'm just deciding if I want to go back to that or if I want to go with black. Not sure yet. This is our pantry area. We have 2 pantry closets and an open area with a desk in the center. I'd like to take down those wood pieces at the top and then build out an arch to mimic some of the others that are around the house. Then I'd put up some wood shelves and probably match the backsplash that I plan to do on the other side of the kitchen. Now this terracotta tile is one of the things that I love the most about this house. You can see that it's pretty worn here in the kitchen, but I do plan to restore it in the future. Now we are in what was meant to be the formal dining room. We aren't formal dining people, so instead we will be using this room as a library. I have a ton of books and I love to read, so this will be a fulfillment of a lifelong dream of mine. I have always wanted to have a library. We'll put built-in bookcases along the walls and add either cozy reading chairs or maybe a game table because we love to play board games together in the evenings. This is the first bedroom. It's just a basic room. The only thing of note to mention is its size. It's pretty big. It's almost as big as the master bedroom. And this is the second bedroom. I do like the wallpaper in here, and I wish we could keep it. Unfortunately, it's ripped in places and it's coming up at the seams. So it does look bad up close, which sadly means we'll have to take it down. And this room is a little bit smaller than the last room we were looking at. We'll head to the main bathroom next. This is what would have been dead space behind the door. They added this wire shelving for storage. It's not the most attractive, but extra storage space is always appreciated. I'd like to completely redo this bathroom at some point, and I have some ideas for that little space. The vanity in here matches the kitchen cabinetry. Even the hardware is the same. I have to say that I admire their dedication to sponge painting. It's in several rooms in the house, so it must have taken forever. I can definitely see the vision. I think they must have been going for something like the lime washed look that's so popular today. And for the 90s, they nailed it. All of the nicest houses I saw back then looked just like this. This is the master bedroom. The bathroom is right behind that closed door. That's the closet. It has no door. I think they must have done it on purpose because there's a window in there and they probably wanted to let more light into the bedroom, but it is unattractive once you get the clothes hung up, so I would prefer to have a door. We have something in the works for this space, this whole space actually, coming very soon. The room's not huge, but it's plenty of space for us. That's the previous owner's king-size bed, and we actually put our own queen-size bed in here, so there's even more space than what it looks like right now. I neglected to take video of the bathroom and the closet, but I did take pictures, so I will pop those in here so you can see what they look like. The closet has wire shelving in it. Nothing too special. The neatest thing in here is these 3 arches. I like arches, and these let some natural light into the bathroom. I think these are really pretty. I'm just not super excited about the placement. Since the closet doesn't have a door, you can stand right in the closet doorway and see into the bathroom. I just prefer to have a little more privacy when doing bathroom things, so we will end up closing them. We also plan to renovate this bathroom sometime. The layout is a little awkward and the fixtures are getting old, so it just doesn't function as well as it could. The last space we'll look at is the laundry area. This is also a picture because I didn't take video of this either. This is just a little space off the hallway, not a full laundry room or anything, but it is convenient to the bedrooms and bathrooms and functionally works great for us. So that's it. I took most of the interior footage on the day that we got the keys, and since then we've been working on some structural issues, some drainage issues outside, trying to keep the water away from the foundation of the house. All very necessary things to keep our house from falling apart. But now that that's done, we're ready to start working on the interior, and I am so excited. I cannot wait. So far, all we've done is put down some furniture. We didn't have that much to begin with. We knew that we wanted to buy a house, and I knew that I wanted what we did buy to be for the house. So I didn't want us to waste money on something that might not fit the size or scale or style. But now that we're in our new home, I'm ready to hit the antique malls and the thrift shops and marketplace so that we can find some beautiful antique and vintage items to fill our home on a very small budget. I'll be sharing home renovations as well as some of the day-to-day of my life as a homemaker. There's so much more to come, so subscribe and follow along. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.